When carrying out ordinary lifting tasks, there are basic safety measures in relation to the load that you must keep in mind: load stability, load centering and positioning, load capacity, use of loading docks. Let's look at the correct loading procedure, which requires placing the heaviest load against the back of forks, ensuring loads are neatly stacked, stable, evenly distributed, and secure, placing forks under the load as far inside as possible, adjusting forks to widest possible setting, tilting forks back after lifting the load for added stability. Remember, don't drive and raise a load at the same time. When the load is not stable, fix it with straps to prevent it from falling. Overloading a forklift truck is a prime example of negligence that can cause unnecessary danger and damage. Overloaded vehicles regularly tip and fall, which, at best, causes damage to your vehicles and stock, but at worst, can seriously or fatally injure personnel. The vast majority of forklift operators understand the capacity of their machines and stick to them. However, it's not uncommon for regular operators to become less rigorous over time, attempting to nudge a little extra weight onto pallets and try to estimate load sizes by eye. You may have heard operators claim that if all the wheels are firmly on the ground, then the load is secure, but this is certainly not the case. And this kind of guesswork is exactly what leads to preventable accidents happening. Counterbalance forklifts are designed to balance the weight of the forks plus the load with the weight of the truck, held by the back axle. With the weight of the truck offsetting the load, specific limits are required to keep the back of the truck heavier and the rear wheels gripped to the ground. These rules have to be followed due to the nature of the forklift as a moving vehicle. The fact that a truck looks balanced with the rear wheels on the ground when static means nothing once it starts to move. Add speed, turning, braking, and lifting into the equation, and your counterbalanced weight is going to feel the strain. And that's before external factors: the terrain, floor surface, incline, and weather conditions are even factored in. The only way to 100% make sure that a load remains balanced, safe, and secure throughout loading and transit is to stay religiously under the capacity limits. Lifting odd size or awkward items can cause injuries in the workplace. Employees and members of the public may be exposed to the risk of injuries as a result of not properly lifting awkward loads. There are general lifting guidelines for any kind of load, but each load may need a different approach or technique based on the size and shape. Factors such as poor lighting and untrained employees can cause injuries and damage to property. The below points need to be considered prior to lifting awkward loads. Make a plan ahead by inspecting the load. Engage with workmates to guide you around corners, blind spots, narrow aisles, etc. Consider light and use additional lighting accordingly. Consider using fork attachment, designed for this type of load. Identify the center of gravity. Use taglines if required. Clear all non-essential personnel from the path. Make sure your path is dry and clear. Unfortunately, in order to lift overweighted loads, some operators try to add additional counterbalance weight to a forklift by asking co-workers to ride on the backside, but they probably do not know that in order to achieve the 20% counterweight, at least 10 average men are required. In addition to not increasing the stability of the forklift, the operator is breaking OSHA federal workplace law and risking a co-worker's life. The rule is clear: do not exceed truck's load limit.